12:30 p.m. kickoff. BJ, your Arsenal Gunners taking on Fulham minus 320. The runaway league champions are against Fulham.
That's how the race is over.
The Fulham coming back plus 750.
I didn't hear that.
The draw is plus 475. Two teams that have gotten off to hot starts. I think a lot of credit is due to both managers, and a lot of credit is due to Marco Silva and Fulham for the way that they've kind of managed a tricky start to the season. Liverpool and Arsenal now. They've played well enough, I guess, against Wolves, but still, this
should have won that match.
Yeah, they should have won, and this is still a team that, I mean, them being competent this early in the season is really giving me agita about Everton's chances. So that's where I'm at right now. I think it's Fulham here. If you don't want to play the money line, I know you guys will make an argument for backing them to keep it close, but I think it's worth it. I mean, the prices on Arsenal, especially if they take care of business in this one, they're going to get out of hand. They already are out of hand, but if it keeps going like this, they could be what Liverpool was last year, a team that is just consistently overvalued, but consistently wins and makes us look like fools. Anthony, Cottagers?
Yeah, I'll take the Cottagers. I said this after the loss that Palace had on opening day. I said, there will be a time to fade Arsenal, who I think is overvalued a little bit. But the time was not Leicester, and the time for me was not Bournemouth, two teams that I'm not particularly a believer in. But I will hop in here with Fulham, who I make about a goal underdog on the road. It's really all about the Fulham midfield. As much as anything else, it's Paulinho and Pereira, especially De Cordova-Reid. I really love what they have in their balance and their ball winning and their ball progression. Pereira getting into the box, getting forward a little bit. Mitrovic finally getting a chance. I mean, people have talked in the past, and Brett Pund, one of our soccer writers, made this good point. He didn't get much of a chance in the Prem 2 years ago when Fulham came up under Parker. And now he's getting a chance, and the early returns are really impressive. I mean, we talked about the Brentford defense and how effective it was last season, and even the first two matches of this season against Leicester and United. Fulham ripped them apart, almost over 3 expected goals on some models. So I was very impressed with Fulham. My biggest question was actually not their defense, but their attack. Could their attack translate? And I said that, they might be a sneaky under team early in the season. Well, their defense has coped well. I still have some questions about the center backs, but their attack has looked really lively. And so I think this is going to be a more difficult game than Arsenal got in its last two, with more capable defensive side who also offers a threat on the counter. So at plus 1.5, I like the number. I like the team I'm betting on. And I think Arsenal's overvalued. It's a good combination for me to back the Cottagers.
I think we always talk about, you'll hear on every soccer pass, oh, it's still early. It's still early doors. And what can we kind of surmise from just 3 games? For Arsenal, I think it's more of the same, that like they're going to pummel teams that are better or worse than them, which makes me a little bit nervous about the spot. But still, like they've had such a cakewalk start to a season. I know we all love Crystal Palace, but Arsenal are better than Crystal Palace, and going to Selhurst Park is tough. But in that match, like, how much better were Arsenal than Crystal Palace? I wouldn't say they were 2-0 better than them, and then they get Leicester and Bournemouth, and I mean, you're off and running 9 points out of 9, and everybody's talking about they're 10-1 to win the title. Like they went from huge price there, and like Anthony, I think like you said, perhaps your best point in there was they're going to get a test here, and they did well in their first one against Crystal Palace, but that's opening match of the season. Palace had that really rocky, weird preseason, and Palace probably deserved a better fate in that match. So, I mean, Fulham is not a great Premier League team, but the fact that there is like a step up from what Arsenal has been dealing with the past 2 weeks here, I think is interesting, and gives me a little bit more confidence about backing Fulham here. BJ, I feel bad for you because you can't bet your favorite team like me. Like I can bet Everton every week because you're getting a great price on them, but you still have something you want to share for this Saturday 12:30 p.m. kickoff.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it many weeks, and it still reigns true to this, is that Arsenal is overvalued in this spot. I mean, I have their spread at minus 1.12, so close on Everton, but plus 1.5, but probably won't end up playing it. Arsenal is obviously coming out of the gates hot, but I've been most impressed with their defense. Through 3 match weeks, 1.8 XG allowed. That's the best in the Premier League. Second fewest shots, 22. Fewest big scoring chances, 1. And the fewest shot creating actions, 32. You see adding William Saliba, who might just be the best defender in the Premier League. What he does to a team that only allowed 1.1 XG per 90 over the second half of last season. Now, they didn't play the 3 best offenses. I get that. But Fulham is not an offense that I think is going to threaten Arsenal any more than Crystal Palace or even Leicester would. I mean, Fulham, they've had 2 penalties and they've created 2.5 expected goals from open play in 3 matches, which is 14th in the Premier League. So really not that good. But to ring Anthony's points about Fulham defensively, 1.9 XG allowed against Liverpool. And say what it is, it's probably, what they probably should allow against a team like Liverpool. Held Wolves to 0.7 XG on the road, despite Wolves having 60% possession. And then they give up 1.5 to Brentford, which, game state does kind of matter. If you go up 2-0, Brentford's going to be more aggressive and more attacking. But Fulham, through these first 3 matches, they've allowed the 4th fewest shot creating actions. They've allowed their opponents to get in the box only 36 times. That's top 6 in the Premier League. And they've only allowed 16 shots inside their own penalty area. That's 4th in the Premier League. So they've actually been really, really good. They've just allowed a few chances inside their 6-yard box. Plus, it looks like Fulham is going to be perfectly fine playing without the ball, which is a question we had coming into the season with them just dominating the ball in the championship. I mean, they have the 3rd most direct attacks, the highest direct speed, and the fewest 10-plus pass sequences through the first 3 matches of anybody in the Premier League. So they're going to be probably set up very defensive in this type of match. But I'm not sure that they're going to be able to really threaten Arsenal's defense given how good it's been. So I only have 2.6 goals projected for this match. So you're getting under 3 goals, plus 105. I think it's a decent price. So I'm taking under 3 goals.